Welcome back to the Guard Up Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with the bro, Andre Jalil. And of course, you see on the screen, we got my man Sim from the Nothing But Knicks show here. How you doing, fellas?
I'm I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, we
Doing
just got
good.
a new strike. We got Sim on the show. We legit now.
Oh,
Don't
man.
even talk to me now. Now you gotta get, you know what I mean? You gotta hit,
you gotta talk
gotta hit the
numbers now. You gotta talk
receptionist
numbers,
first.
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Reception.
I'm honored to be here, man. Honored to be here.
Sure.
Yeah,
Man.
Not a doubt.
glad to have you, man. Glad to have you, man. So today, of course, we're gonna talk about some training camp competition. We got training camp starting on the 28th, I believe. So yeah, man. I was going to start. I'm sorry, something popped up on my screen. I didn't know what the heck that was. But yeah, so the two people that I'm looking at right now, Burks and Grimes, in terms of you know, what kind of at the position of, I guess it would be the shooting guard position or backup shooting guard position. Of course, you got Fournier starting there. How do you guys feel about Burks and Grimes? I know Grimes he's young, and so is Deuce, but if Grimes can bring you something consistently, especially as a scorer off the bench, and especially in that third unit, because he's probably not going to get much run with the second unit. What do you guys see there in terms of in terms of competition? Do you think Burks at some point, not this year, of course, because Knicks fans get too excited and they talk about things that, oh, let's start trading this guy and trading that guy. I don't want to do all of that. But in terms of long term, Burks and Grimes, do you think that they can compete for minutes going forward in the future? Dre, they can start with Dre.
Uh, well, I think that when you look at the kind of coach we have, I think that he's gonna go for the older dudes. I think they already gonna have a leg up. I think Burke's already been there. I think he knows the system. I don't think that his level of competition with the young guys is going to be, he's going to have an advantage because they use it for like he could score. I don't remember if Burks is an ill defender. I think Burks is okay. I think within that system, I think Burks is all right. I think we know how Grimes is. I think situations happen. If he could shoot the ball, if he could shoot the rock, I think he could get some good minutes. But I don't think he's going to beat Burks in the competition straight up. Not right now.
Yeah, right. Facts. How about you, Sam?
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's taking Burks out. Tom Thibodeau loves his vets. He loves to go with people that he trusts, and he had a chance to coach Burks last season. And we seen how much he trusted him last year when when we were down point guards.
He got us out of games. He got us wins. He helped us out.
He did. When we were down point guards, he was rocking with Burks.
Yeah.
So I don't, I see him continuing to go with Burks. Now, if Grimes is showing a lot in practice, in training camp and practice, maybe he gets a few minutes here and there and he's showing he can do something, then that might make Burks expendable if some kind of a trade pops up. You know what I mean? Then maybe that makes Burks expendable because you're like, well, we got Grimes that we can plug in if we move Burks. You know what I mean? But I think from
you mean like if a star trade came up somehow,
somehow, somewhere, you know what I mean? And you needed to use Burks' money to help facilitate the trade.
It's very possible too.
Then you can say, well, we got Grimes that we can plug into that shooting guard spot.
I think we can. Then I just read an article. I don't know if either one of you guys saw it. They were talking to Leon Rose. They was like he broke his silence 14 months or something like that since they got Tibbs.
The second time he spoke to the media since
the first president? Time they said he spoke to the media something crazy, and he said they want to get better. He's not saying he's trying to trade people, but he's already saying there's a lot of disgruntled players in the league right now.
Right.
And he said they got 13 first round picks in the next 6 seasons or something like that. So I'm already like, yo, this dude is already ready. So I do think that I think it's some stiff competition.
Right.
Again, Tibbs is not big on the youth, but if things turn out like you said, Sam, if something is starting to look a little funny, they're gonna be like this. All right, let's pull a trigger on this or that.
Yeah.
But I just hope it's good. If there was something coming.
Right.
They're looking like they're gonna make a smart move as opposed to like a brash just
something crazy.
Get this guy. But I don't think I'd be mad if we did get what's my boy in Portland? I don't know why. I'm trying to
I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I'm big on Damian Lillard, man. I feel like he's not from New York, but he's a New York dude though.
Yeah.
like in his heart. You know what I
That
mean?
toughness,
He,
yeah,
he
the
a killer.
attitude.
He a killer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
man. Yeah, I think Leon Rose. I think he's a silent assassin, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll,
For
nothing gets out, nothing happens, then all of a sudden, boom,
sure.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Just like that Kemba deal. Yep.
just like the Kemba deal. You know what I mean? And I believe that the Kemba deal was done long before. That's the reason.
Likewise.
I agree.
The reason
Yeah.
why it wasn't out there. Everyone was like, "Yo, what we doing at point guard?" Like
Right.
we signed Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel, Derrick Rose, point
Right.
guard. You know,
Mhm.
I
like
was like, we got
signed all the-
Vildoza. I guess they really about to run with Vildoza. That's all.
Yeah, I
Like,
was like,
You know what I
what?
mean?
I don't know about this. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then all of a sudden, you know, you hear about Kemba getting bought out, and you don't hear about any other teams. It's just Kemba's being bought out, and he's going to sign with the Knicks. I mean, that was a done deal, you know, months ago.
Way,
Right.
yeah. Long,
Yeah,
way
he
ahead.
already had
Of,
that
way
plan.
ahead of time with that. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
he had that
That
plan.
was. He was way ahead with that one. And that's the kind of guy we have. You know, I think I read the same article. Was it an SNY TV? Jay,
What?
the article that you read was SNY TV.
I think it was.
Yeah. I read that same article, and yeah, it. Leon Rose, he came from, you know, he was a player agent, so he knows how to maneuver behind the scenes. You know what I mean? That's something that he knows how to do very, very well. And now he's got a team behind him that moves the same exact way. You know what I mean? And that's something that's rare. Usually you got one in there that, you know, can't hold anything to himself, and then, you know, word gets out here or there about something. But Leon Rose has the right team around him, obviously. So, you know, like I said, I agree with both of what you said in terms of the Burks Grimes thing. Burks for sure is the guy that Tibbs is going to trust. He's going to trust his vets. But like you said, Sim, if Grimes starts to show something in training camp and, you know, maybe the first half of the season, that might make Burks expendable if a star trade comes up. Only if a star trade comes up. And you know, that's kind of why I posed the question, because it's not because I want to get rid of Burks. That's not something I want to do. But depending on the development of these guys, especially Grimes and Deuce, you know, it elevates what we can do with this team and the options that we have. It's more about that than it's just, oh, I want to see this guy play or that guy play. It's, you know, how can we use this to make this team better? Now, when it comes to Vildoza and Deuce, I think that's more of, you're going to see that the Rook probably get, even though Vildoza technically would be a rookie as well. Wouldn't he be a rookie?
Yeah,
I guess
I guess so.
But he's
He's
been around.
technically-
Since, remember, they hired him before the season was actually over.
Yeah, they did sign him.
He's
and
been
they
on the
did
facility. You know, he's been running around already. So
right.
So you know, I guess, yeah, because they signed him last year. He didn't play or nothing, but they signed him.
But they signed him, yeah.
I don't know if that makes him a rookie, but
I don't know. Kind of who was it that was it the Ben Simmons and Jason Tatum thing that you know, because they were rookies at 2 different years, but basically they were rookies in the same year, because I think Ben Simmons sat out. Yeah, he was hurt. That kind of thing. But you know, I think with that competition, to me, it looks like Deuce probably would have that one like locked. You know what I mean? He's more the Tibbs kind of guy. Yeah, I think he's more.
We don't have a whole lot of tape on the Vildoza. We see him overseas.
We've seen him overseas. We saw him a little bit in summer league and on the court with Deuce.
Oh yeah, he ain't look too good on.
And all we remember is Deuce. We don't remember anything about Vildoza.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, in terms of that matchup, what do you guys see there in terms of, you know, training camp first half of the season kind of thing?
I think Vildoza is getting waived at some point. Really, I think he's either going to be waived or used to facilitate a trade, because when you look at it now, right now he has $3 million unguaranteed money, right? And the Knicks, in order for that money to be guaranteed, I think they have to decide whether or not they're going to waive him or keep him by a certain date. I'm not sure what that date is.
Okay.
You know, so his money's not guaranteed. Now, you know, if something were to pop up between now and that date, I think he would, you know, he would be moved in that trade, because then that team could waive him and free up that $3 million if they needed to. Or Mitchell Robinson's, you know, he still ain't healthy. Right? You might need to move Jericho Sims up to that third, you know, to be a third center. Now he's already on a 2-way contract, so he can go back and forth for whatever 45 games or something like that.
Isn't he a third center right now, you think? Or no?
Well, I'm saying if Mitchell Robinson can't go, then Nerlens Noel got to move up to the starting spot. Taj then moves up.
Oh, right.
Now it's like,
yes.
okay, well, we might need a third center because both of those guys, Taj and Nerlens Noel, could get injured at any
injury
time.
at any point. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm thinking Vildoza is going to be waived at some point. We got a lot of point guards.
Yeah.
On the team now. Kemba, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Deuce, Vildoza.
Yeah, Vildoza, I think is finished.
Yeah,
I think that was just in case. I felt like I don't know what the strategy is, but it seemed like the Knicks had a strategy. They hired him super early. Got before. I didn't know what they were going to do. I'm like, well, they trying to get him for the playoffs. I'm like, is this like because that was the talk? It was like, is he going to suit up for the playoffs? Like it was just like what's going on because you saw what happened with our bum point guard that we had. I didn't know what was going on. Anybody would have been like better.
Player X.
Oh God. I don't know, but so I was thinking they were trying to set something up for that, but then they talk about they gave him like a 3 year. It was like they signed him.
Yeah. But I think only the first year was guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, what was that? The first year counted for last year?
Last year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's what I was saying at the time. I that's why I didn't have much faith in Vildoza when we were talking about it because he didn't have a guaranteed contract. You know, past last year.
I agree. I agree with it. Either way, I agree with Simno. I think he's going to get waived or something, but I don't think he's going to beat Deuce McBride for the job anyway. He already lost it.
Yeah,
from what we saw.
Yeah, from what we saw.
If that's what it came down to, they're going to be like Deuce. Vildoza, not go ahead, Deuce. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those.
Nah, go ahead.
Right, Deuce. Yeah. Nah. Chill. We got Deuce. Come in. You know what I mean? I think Deuce he outshined Grimes.
Yeah.
Grimes came alive at the end of
the second half. Yeah.
And
he looked pretty convincing too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He said he had to get into it. It might be a tough one.
Yeah.
But they still got to play. What was I watching? And they were talking about who was saying it. You know how they got these talk shows now. These guys they got all their podcasts, and they were saying like the practices be iller than the games. They say ain't no refs in there. They were like dudes talking shit. And they get at each other and all that kind of stuff. So I think that what the coaches is going to see what they need to see. I always say those first year guys, Grimes, Deuce, they always going to have that little that light in their eyes kind of look first at first. But I want to say if somebody's going to get over that and become a killer, I think they're going to be the one to get that. You know what I'm saying? But I got a feeling it's Deuce. I like Deuce.
Man, I actually think Deuce is going to put some pressure on quickly.
Right, because they can shoot. These dudes can shoot
quickly.
Yeah, he can shoot. He could play. You know, he can defend. I think he's got a little bit more grit than Quickly does.
Yeah, he's got that. He'll go at you. It don't matter who it is.
Yeah.
It don't matter who it is.
So,
I think he's gonna put Quickly. I don't want to say on the hot seat yet because it's just his second year, but he's gonna put some pressure there.
They're gonna put some pressure. They got some decisions to make. So I just think all Quickly got to do is, the flailing for the fouls, trying to get the foul. He's got to figure out how to finish instead of trying to draw the foul and then just flopping. He's got to go. If he finishes and he fixes that, if he gets any better than he did last year, then he's going to beat any of these guys. He's going to maintain. But as far as, like you said, really quick on the whole thing with our center position, I believe it's inevitable that there's going to be an injury somewhere. I just think that with these big dudes, like a foot, an ankle, something. I just think that they're going to be interchanging. They're going to have Sims in there. They're going to have Taj in there. You know what I mean? I don't know how serious the minutes are for Taj, but Taj is a veteran. He's a pro. But I would love to see Tim's in there. I just Lord, that the way that boy bounced.
Yeah, he's gonna get some minutes.
Yeah,
not like over any of those guys. I mean, there's gonna be games where Mitch is gonna sit or Nerlens is gonna sit.
Right, there's gonna be those. It's inevitable.
You know what I'm saying? Or Taj is the DMP, and Sims is gonna get in there. He's gonna catch some alleys. They want Tim to get reps in the league, just to see what he can be. You know what I mean? I think I was really, really, really high on Sims. No pun intended, but I was really high on Sims because the kid he sets solid screens, and that's something that even Mitch has struggled to do at this point. And this is going into year 4. So
now he got 60 more pounds. We're gonna see how that looks.
I mean, no, I don't ever think the problem was his weight. he just doesn't
Don't
set
know how to
them.
set them. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like he'll come and he'll slip it, get that alley oop, and that's just habit. I don't think he doesn't know how to set a screen. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that he'll just have to get into his brain to do. Actually set the screen sometimes and then actually roll the way a big man should instead of slipping it every single time, because you kind of don't really let the play develop when you do that. You kind of force it, and the point guard might not be ready for that every single time. You know what I mean? Or whoever the ball handler is in the pick and roll.
Right.
Were you gonna say something, Dre?
No.
No, I thought you were about to say something. Okay, cool.
And Kemba's gonna need somebody who can set good screens. I'm not trying to see Kemba have to shake somebody loose every time.
Every
single time.
I mean,
make it easy for him.
Yeah, make it easy for him. So we need someone who can set a good screen, let him come off the screen in open space, and then do what he does.
Yeah, put a body.
What you think about that spacing though now, Sim? What you think we got now that we got? Because now with Randall ain't got to be handling the rock like that.
Right. The spacing is crazy right now. Right. When you talk about Randall, Fournier, Kemba, RJ, all of them can knock down the three. If somehow, some way we get a center that can knock down the three,
that's right there. That right there is my only thing. And he ain't even got to be like a killer on the three. He got to be able to he just got to scare defenders. It's like, nah,
right.
I got to defend.
Yeah, don't leave him open. Yeah, just don't leave him open.
Don't leave him open because he'll get you if you do.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Like even Taj last year, every now and then he would step out to the three like once a month, and then he'll hit the three.
The one that started this right here.
Yeah. And dialing in. Yeah. So he he can step out there and just hit it. That's it. Yeah. So now after that play, he doesn't have to do it anymore. He doesn't have to keep going out there and shooting it. You know, just one to keep them honest. That's it. Now they have to respect you. They can't leave you there. It opens the floor. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Yep. It will be you won't see much of that with Mitch on the floor, but Mitch being the only one that doesn't spread the floor doesn't bother me as much right now. I would like to see how it plays out. If it plays out well, then that'll be dope. But right now, to have Kemba, Fournier, RJ and both Julius Randle shooting over 40% last year from the 3-point line. I think you're pretty much good. And then you got Mitch just setting the high screens for whoever it is up there and rolling. That's beautiful basketball to me. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But next thing I want to talk about real quick is my man Obi Toppin is who was it that spoke? It wasn't Leon Rose. It was Tom Thibodeau at the same article that we read, Dre. Tom Thibodeau was saying, what did he say exactly about Obi? He said Obi was he said we have gym rats. I think Obi is in a completely different place right now. I think he learned a lot last year, and our depth is huge for us. So we want him to continue to grow, to continue to get better, learn from each experience, and I think he's done that. So we're very pleased. He and Quick have been phenomenal right from the end of last season all the way through summer. It helps set the tone for the young guys that were drafted. So it's clear that they are really, really high on Obi Toppin. And there's going to be some situations where we're going to have to see him play alongside Julius. You know what I mean? He might not have to play only.
What you think?
It just in my opinion, I would like to see him run a little bit more next to Julius because Julius is going to play a lot of minutes. So him having to come behind Julius, he's never going to get the minutes that he really needs to show what he can actually do if he's playing behind Julius all the time, especially with Tom Thibodeau running Julius out there for 36, 38 minutes. You're not going to get. I mean, you can run him at the 4 and then run Julius at the 5 or vice versa, depending on the matchup. Just run some small ball. It could be for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes, a half. Yeah. 5 minutes a half, and then he can just play with the second unit for the rest of the game, and that's 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Right there that he can just do. So, what do y'all feel about that? How do you think Obi's gonna turn out this year and show out? Dre, go Dre.
I was like, oh, you gotta say it because
I keep leaving it out for you.
But I really like Obi, man. I know everybody was like saying they were talking about get rid of him last year. I'm like, hold on, like he's a young blood. He got that little, that rookie look in his eyes first year. But I think that you're seeing him in the summer league. I think that boy 10 toes down right now. I think he ready to. I think he's ready to rock and roll. I want to see it. Of course, we got to see it. I think it's interesting if we play him next to Julius, that works. If we play a little small ball, that would be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I think the advantage Julius has is he might not have to get all those minutes this year. I
Right.
think that Obi is going to get like a little bit opportunity behind him to shine. I mean, it takes some time. It's always going to be rough because you come behind a guy that's getting all those minutes, to get into the groove and all that and just pop up, start knocking down shots and, So, but we did have an ill bench last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our bench is strong. The bench was outscoring the starters in some games. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm big on Obi Toppin. I don't want to let him go for nothing.
Right.
I like that kid. I think he's got a bright future, and I don't want his future to be super bright somewhere else. And he's from New York. I'm big on that. I think that's a big deal. Him coming from New York, Kemba from New York. I think it's going to be magical this season. It's going to be dope, and I think he's really going to get a lot of that coming up the bench. It's going to be.
Yeah. I get afraid with Obi in that second unit, man, because quickly, Derrick Rose sometimes, Burks, all of these dudes is ball stoppers.
Yeah, they look for their own shot.
You know what I'm saying? They're looking for that shot. They're not like, I don't know how many times last year Obi was pointing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right, toss it up.
Or opening space where you got him the ball, he was going to take flight and they never got it to him.
Right.
That's it would be nice to see him, be able to run in that first unit sometimes next to Randall, where you got guys that might be able to see him a little bit better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And give him that opportunity. Because I don't think right now he's going to be the guy that you're looking to go one-on-one. You're going to find him for a lot of open threes in the corner. So hopefully, last year I think he was a little, just, was a rookie. No,
the rookie looking is out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The speed of the game and all of that. Hopefully he's a little more used to it and he can come in, be able to knock down that three, because that was one thing I expected from him last year, to be able to knock down that three more consistently. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really. So hopefully, he's able to come in and knock down that three. If he does, if he can knock down that three, I think you might see him and Randall on the floor together a little bit more this year, because that's going to open the floor for Randall, and then Randall opens the floor for Obi to be able to run a screen and roll, lob it up to him. You can see some of that, and you got the guards that can find them, the players that can find them in that first unit.
I think that Burks is one of those guys that'll probably find them better off the bench. But again, we don't know how that's going to pan out.
Yeah,
because I don't know if he's not the second two guard. I think he's like the third.
Yeah,
but he's been that guy where if Youngblood can't play, hasn't been played too well. We had a few of those games where quickly wasn't looking too good. So then Burks got those, and that's when he helped us out. He'll come and drop like 14 or something like that in the second half. But I think Burks is that guy that could probably help him. But it's the second year. That's why I feel like what the Knicks did this year that was dope, was they keep that core.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got that communication. He's like, yo, find me. Throw it up. Come get me. I'm out here. I'm running the floor. Don't leave me out here. Don't have me running the floor for nothing.
Right.
So I'm hoping that develops, because I think that's something that needs to be said, that these guys who played together.
Right.
But Derrick Rose was looking for him, but that was new last year.
That was new. Yeah.
Yeah, that was new. If Derrick Rose gets that and he break down the defense and he get Obi in there, because Obi looked like he's active. If he was as active as he was in the summer league and he could transfer that over and not give a shit and just go at everybody, I think he's gonna have a good season.
Yeah, I like what I seen from him defensively in the summer league too. He was aggressive.
Yeah,
he was very active on both ends. Very,
very active. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely like seeing that.
See, but he looked like he was playing like he knew he was playing with kids, and I was I want him to play like that all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing that I do want to see him come out of the gate and do. I want to see you with the same energy. You know what I mean? But not for nothing, he was just doing everything he did better. I mean, during the season, you look at what he did. He played the same way. Don't get me wrong. I think that's probably why it's easier to just, be like, I don't know about it. He played, against the kids. He looked better against the kids than he did during the year. But I think there was just something to him mentally in the summer league that just, you could see he was on a different level. Especially after.
I got a theory. This is what I think happens when dudes finish that season. When you in it, you're playing the games, and you don't have the time to step back and look. I think when that season was over I think him, RJ quickly. That's why I can't wait for them because you know how sometimes you look back. We all played ball before, and you look back like, damn, why ain't shit, man? I looked at
I
this.
should have just did that. You look back
Yeah,
on every play,
like
every
damn, I
missed
should
shot.
have been a little bit more aggressive. Yo, I'm never doing that no more. I'm not.
Right.
I think he had that chance to sit there, and then he let it happen in the summer league, and he was like, oh, this does work. Now I'm gonna pull this off, and he just got to keep that mentality and just keep rolling. But I think that happens. Dudes need to step back sometime.
Yeah. And I don't think Tibbs, it was a short training camp last year and all of that.
Right.
I don't think Tibbs knew how to use them really.
Not yet.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this year, I think he's going to know how to use them a little bit better. He's going to know how to use everybody a little better because you only you talk about that 10-man rotation, there's only 2 new guys in there, Kemba and Fournier. So you got 8 players that's been together for, RJ and Randall been together for what? 3 years now?
3 seasons?
2 years.
Seasons now?
2 seasons. About to be 3.
This would be the 3rd season, right? So they've been together for a while. Mitch been on the team for a while, 3 years.
3 years, almost 4.
You know what I'm saying? Mitch might be the longest player on the team.
Nah, him and Knox. We forget about the Knox.
Knox is the longest tenure. That's right. It's Knox.
No, they were drafted. I was gonna ask you guys about that. They were drafted in the same year. Mitch was just drafted in the second round, which is crazy. Second round draft pick. He didn't get any college basketball, and it was straight.
Yeah, this is mad rude. How we talk? We talk about these dudes, and we ain't talking about Knox.
It's not rude. It's not rude. Knox is the reason why we're not talking about him.
Knox, man.
You know what I mean?
About to be another.
How do you feel about Knox?
He's about to go to Dallas.
I feel like the dude. I feel like Knox has he's got the talent. I don't know if he just don't have the heart or the mentality or whatever it is. He's got the talent to play ball.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if he's just immature or whatever it is, but he better get it together, man. Because if not, then he's gonna be someplace else. Overseas. Somebody's gonna give him a chance. I think somebody's gonna give him. If he don't get re-signed with the Knicks, somebody's gonna give him a chance.
But who though? I look at the league, man, and it seems like these teams are getting better. Even with all the stars playing together, I think these teams are getting better. I don't know where. Like I was looking at Frank, like I ain't think who he gonna get employed by. Then he went to Dallas, which I thought was just weird to add to all of the Knicks players over there. Yeah, I don't like these joints with him because you see these every year. Look, that's so easy for him.
This is, and I spoke about this when it happened. I cannot stand when people do not practice at game speed. It drives me insane. I cannot stand watching it. It bothers the hell out of me because if you're going to practice that way, you're going to play that way. That's just how any sport is. However you practice is how you're going to play.
This could be. You could have a light night in the gym. You can have I'm shooting around.
Every time I see Kevin Knox, it's the moves
a light
look
night
great.
in the gym.
Yeah, the moves look great, but like I said, the finishing at the rim. If you don't practice a strong finish, if you don't practice going up aggressively, clearly
they should have him dudes with the cushions at the basket hitting him while he's trying to.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Clearly, this workout is for his shot creation, and his playmaking. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you say you do work on it to the point where you know how to consistently get past your man. Now, what do you do then? You're gonna finish with strength at the basket. Are we confident in Kevin Knox's strength with through contact, finishing through contact at the basket? And that's something that we haven't seen. And that's kind of what I want to, that's kind of what bothers me when I see these kind of videos. But I do appreciate him being in the gym every day. What were we gonna say something?
Yeah. Now, what I was gonna say is, sometimes I guess it depends on if they're working on a certain skill, they might slow it down. But we haven't really seen them consistently like just go hard. And we've seen it here and there. Every once in a while, he might, if his mother's in the stands, he probably go hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we playing in Tampa, he'll go crazy.
He playing in Tampa, he's gonna go crazy. And you see him attack the rim. We've seen him be able to do it, but he can't do it consistently. If he ever gets that mindset where, all right, you know what? Like you were saying about Obi, that's why I wish that he was able to play in the summer league because
man,
he missed.
I think that protocol or something.
Yeah, COVID protocol or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that hurt him. But if he ever can get that mindset, like, yo, I'm just going hard and see what happens every time I step on the floor. I think he could do some things, but I don't know. I don't know if he got it.
He missed the window. I think he missed it. I think the Knicks are being really nice, or there was nothing there for a trade. I don't think he had enough trade value for anybody to want him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know trade cash considerations or whatever the case. Nothing came out, but I really don't know what he's in limbo. I don't know what they're gonna do with this dude.
Well, you know they got Kenny Payne on the squad, so he probably rep for him. Like, no, hold up.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
get some time with him first, you know.
Yeah, give me some
Because
time with him. I know him.
son?
Yeah. I worked with him since he was, a
Yay
young
high.
kid.
Whatever.
Yeah, because it was kind of like Calipari, like put him in Kenny Payne's arms, like you know what I'm saying, passing the baby along to somebody else. And now it's Kenny Payne's turn to take care of him. You know what I mean? He was just giving him some time to, get where he had to go. But it's so tough.
The thing is, for him, where's he crack the roster on this team? Unless Obi gets hurt, where's he crack the roster? Because if Obi gets if Obi or Burks, I guess he could play the 3 or the 4, But if Burks gets hurt, he may end up losing out to Quentin Grimes.
Somebody's out. Somebody's out. Somebody gonna be an extra in there because if the Knicks, I don't want to say if, but if the Knicks are winning and we staying above 500 easy, somebody's out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like if we losing and they gonna be like, oh, they gotta run Knox, or oh, we gotta run Burks. We gotta run. They need to run these young kids. How it is. Everybody got their opinion how it should be ran. But if we win it and Knox is not getting minutes,
like last year,
he's out.
Like last year,
he's out because there's no value there. And he should be the second small. He should be the small forward off the bench. He should be.
And there's an argument, of course, for the same argument that was there for Frank, that the regimes just did not know what to do with these guys. You know what I mean? And that's a legit argument. It's an absolutely legit argument. You had a couple different regimes through the time that Kevin Knox and Frank and Mitchell Robinson has been here.
Well, what they have in common is they don't have that killer instinct. Neither one of them.
Well, neither one of them, exactly, because as I mentioned, Mitchell Robinson is one amongst them, and he's somebody that we want to keep. Right. He's clearly shown that this is what he does, and this is what he should be doing. I'm a starting center in the NBA. He's proven that.
Right.
When healthy. You know what I mean? When healthy. But Frank, Knox, they haven't even proven that they're a 6-man. You know what I mean? And at this point, Obi has shown me more in 1 year.
1 season, right.
Than Knox has shown me.
1 off season, and we already excited about what he's doing. And you can't ever take it for granted that the Knicks had the front office had the Knicks looking fucked up for a while. Mm-hmm. Frank was there during those days, and Knox was there during those days, and it's like now they got to get used to a whole new regime, and things are different. And they running now, they playing defense. It's a little bit different. And now that we have a point guard that we're finally excited to have, like a real point guard, it's just like it's a little bit different. So again, it's one of those things that we got to see how it plays out. This could be the year where Frank, just the system works for him, and it just
could be. You never know.
You never know.
I actually thought last year though. I thought Knox should have been playing over Obi last year. I thought
there was a certain point during the season where Obi didn't look good.
Obi.
Yeah.
At the same, they play. No, he's playing the 4 though. He's not playing the.
Knox been playing the 4. Yeah.
There was a point in time where I felt like Obi was really lost. I was like, "Yo, what is he?"
He was.
But then at the end of the season, he started hooping.
He picked it up. You seen it in the playoffs, that boy shine, and I was like, "This is why I like these kids in the playoffs, because that playoffs is when you playing that same team and they focus on who they focus on, and they got that game plan for you. It's not a joke, and now like the stakes is high, the crowd was there. I think, but you gotta like Sim, like if you the coach, like if you see him out there, the coach must have seen something where he was like, nah, not Knox. Obi.
I mean, I think it's a couple of things. I think first of all, I think it's the even though Obi wasn't producing a lot, he had energy.
Right.
Yeah, every time he was on the floor, he was like a deer. He might have been a deer in headlights sometimes, but he was a deer out there. He was sprinting here and there.
He was sprinting. He was going. He had energy. And that's probably the big thing. You know what I mean? Knox don't play with that kind of energy. Whether that's just not his attitude, but whether that's just his style of play or whatever it is. Obi has that energy on the floor, and you can see the difference. You can clearly see the difference.
And the being from New York thing with Obi, I don't know the dude's father, but Dunker's Delight, whatever his name used to be.
Yeah.
I could see him with his own tape, like, yo, look, son, this is where you can't do this.
Right.
You gotta be you gotta be here. You gotta like, what was you doing right here? I could see him having like those conversations after the coaching staff. He go deal with Pop. And Pop is like, look, this right here, you gotta run this. You gotta dunk on that dude's head next time. Finish that on him. Like, you know what I mean? You know, because this is your opportunity. You in New York. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for you to actually be from the town where you play, to play in the town where you from. That is, I think he's got all of that going. I think Obi's going to shine. I don't think Kevin Knox don't have the
last year. Yeah, and then last year, you know, and Knox had to know this. Like, they drafted Obi, so they're gonna give him the opportunity to make sure he prove himself. You know what I mean? So that means I gotta come in and I gotta be double what Obi.
You gotta be killing him.
Yeah, I gotta kill it. You know
I come in there with an attitude like this. Oh, nah.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an attitude, but at the end of the day, he can't be mad at anybody. Why? Because he knows he's been given that opportunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's been given that opportunity.
I think the most minutes he ever had was his first year. I think he was getting 20-something, 30 minutes a game. Him and Frank were getting like minutes. So like if you had that,
though, he was getting minutes at the beginning of this season.
Oh yeah,
like the first season. 20 games, I think he was getting.
He was getting some time,
20 to 25 minutes a game.
First, start to curtail him. Like, nah, they was like, yo, Burks.
No, that's what it was. Burks got hurt. And he was out with that ankle injury for a while, and that's
Burks
when
got hurt like 2-3 times. Word.
Yeah,
and he had a COVID protocol. He had a injury. What was it? He had something. I forgot what his injury was. But
it was the ankle. It was that ankle. That was when he hurt his ankle. And he was out for a while.
Yeah.
Then there was a protocol.
A COVID
he was
protocol.
out for a long time.
And there was one other thing, like right before the playoffs or something.
It might have been another protocol kind of thing.
There was something right before the playoffs.
It was something right before the playoffs, and that's what they said fucked it up because he wasn't getting those minutes anymore. Because he he dug us out of some game.
He did. I mean, the first game of the playoffs, he had 27 points. He was the only reason why we were in that game. If we're being honest.
And Kevin Knox wouldn't have gave you that. And ain't no argument.
Ain't no way.
I mean, you would hope that the way that RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, even the young guys, Obi, Quickly, as much as they're in the gym, as competitive as they are, you would have to think that some of that rubbed off on Knox. You know what I mean? Or is he rejecting it because he was there before and he still wants his opportunity?
Let me tell you something.
You know, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. You know, you can get out there and you can play with, you know, Quickly and Obi and all them guys, but when you get in the league and you feel the grown men hitting you, you know, it might do something to your heart.
It's different. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This is what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Some dudes they go out there and be like, oh nah, fuck that, right? And then you got some other guys like, man. And I just feel like Knox is that kid where he everything just hits him and he just he falls back. He's not like that, you know, like what I always liked about somebody like J.R. Smith or Steven Jackson. You know what I'm saying? It's just like those dudes that just have that mentality where they're a little crazy.
Yeah.
This kid is a nice, he's like too nice. Yeah,
exactly.
He's too nice.
Nice kid.
Like he's too nice.
That's one of the things. Yeah, I got a nephew that he's in 9th grade and he's 6'3". He's playing football right now, but you know he's scared to push the dude down. And his father's like, "Yo, push his ass to the floor. Push his ass to the floor. What are you doing? Like, don't step over him. Don't help him up. What is you doing? Why are you talking about him?" You know what I'm saying? Because he's just a nice kid. He grew up that way, just super nice all the time, and it's hard to bring that mean streak out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knox is like that.
Yeah. And it's kind of the same thing. That's one of the things about the Jordan the Last Dance that I loved, and I mean we all knew about this is you know him versus the Pistons and how much he was getting beat up by them, and he didn't say, all right, let me work on my 3-point shot so I don't gotta go in the paint anymore. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm gonna get in the gym so I can fight through that contact. You know what I mean? They trying to beat me up, they clotheslining me as I'm going to the basket. Cool, I'll just put more muscle on. It's not all right, I need to figure out another way to score. You know what I mean? And that's the two different kind of mentalities that you see. You know what I mean? And once you see that, and I think that's probably what a lot of the staff has seen in Knox, unfortunately. Tibbs is probably why I didn't play him last year, because he probably saw that. He probably was like, I liked you. You good, but you don't want it enough. You know what I mean? It's something that like that like quickly came in and off. Immediately we're talking about, hey, put him in the starting lineup.
Yeah,
Immediately, because
spot,
he
like,
wanted it that much.
Yeah.
You saw him
Yeah.
out
No,
there.
but that
Who
boy,
was in front of him.
but that boy got a little bit of magic. Like it's his first season.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And shooting from where he's shooting from,
yeah.
and just having the balls to do that.
He
Under
was
a
the
coach-
only one on the team with that green light. If you really want to think about it,
You think he got the green light on that? You think a rookie came in with the green light shooting
absolutely.
like that?
Tibbs was saying it early in the season. I
He
want
did
him
say
to
that.
shoot. I
He
want
did
him
say-
to shoot.
Yeah.
He did say that.
He said in his first 2-3 games, he came out there, tried to facilitate. He said, I want him to shoot.
Yeah, but I want you. What you passing it for?
I want you
Shoot
shooting.
that.
I
Right.
want you shooting.
And he could do it. And
That's
then
it.
he's dangerous. And you see how he start picking up fouls. I think he was just pushing it too much with trying to draw the foul too much.
Yeah.
Right.
But
he still
I
got to
feel
get out
like
of that habit. Yeah.
He got a little bit of that Trey Young type of he could be that guy at some point. You know what I mean?
What separates them is Trey Young, for his size especially, can actually finish at the basket.
Right.
And that's something that really, really separates him, because if he doesn't get the foul, at least he's going to finish. And we see that a lot with Quickly, where they're starting not to call it now. And now when they don't call it, and
that's why I said
it's like it's a turnover now. So it's like, all right, we got to reel that in. We got to figure out a way to either you're going to look to finish, or just make it about the floater. You know what I'm saying? Or
because he had that flow. That floater was lit. Yeah, I swear, I felt like RJ Barrett started doing the floater after that. I saw RJ Barrett was like, "Yo, I got to add that to my repertoire."
He probably was in practice doing like, "Yo, how you do that?
How you do that?"
Yeah. He was like, look at him when he was on the bench. He was like, he coming in with the little floater.
I want to see him get a pull up though, because sometimes, he'll get to the elbow and he has a clear pull up, but then he's looking to try to get that floater in or do something. I like to see him just get a nice pull up. I think I've seen him do it a couple times in summer league though.
Yeah, because you're right, because he was doing that floater from like a mile away.
Yeah,
right.
And it's like, dude, like that's a jumper there, because Derrick Rose does that too.
Yes, because he gets so downhill, right,
because they're moving where they're doing it. They're not like you said, they're not like jumping straight up. They like going towards the rim so they do it as a floater from far away. But like you said, if you just pop that like little one right there, I think that would be nice. And you could draw fouls with that. You could draw more fouls, because if your defender is behind you and they come up behind you and they bump you while you get you a nice, and you got the ball like that, you could take that contact and still guide it in there.
I mean, even if you don't have to guide it in, at least you're getting the shooting foul because you're in the shooting motion.
Exactly.
A lot of times he's going up there for these layups when he's trying to draw the contact. And they're like, all right, bro, we're not going to call that no more. You know what I'm saying? At least if you stop at the mid-range, the person's not expecting you to stop, especially as fast as Quickly goes. And that's part of the reason why he doesn't stop and pull up at the mid-range.
But that's his main thing. He get past the defender, and then he pauses. He uses his hand, make sure they're there.
Yep.
And then he'll do the little pop like that.
Yeah. But what you're saying, as quick as he is, if he's going, like the defense is like, yo, he's committed. Then he pulls up. It's nothing they can do about it. So you either getting a clean shot or they're gonna foul you, one of the two, because there's no way they can defend it.
Yep, because he's too quick, and that's part of the reason why people look to have quickness off the dribble, is because I want to be able to get to my spot and be able to create some space so I can shoot my shot in that exact spot. And that's what like you said during the summer league, he's starting to pull up at the mid-range a little bit. That's something that I always wanted to see him do, because it was either a three-point shot or he was trying to draw a foul. It was either or. It was nothing in between at one point.
Yo, Cat, I'm just saying this. Tune was like Zion bullied Knox. When I saw that, remember that? It was like he took his heart out of his chest.
That was it. That was it.
And that was Knox fell on the floor.
That was Zion's entry too. That was Zion. Yo, Knox was on the floor, and then Zion's in the air like this.
Knox in the floor. I was like, wow. Yo, he literally killed him. Like, that was the moment. The Mortal Kombat moment.
Yo, it was just crazy, because it was almost like we were like kind of like, all right, what's Knox gonna show us this year? He had a great summer. It looked like it, the workout videos was crazy.
No, I don't care.
Yeah, we don't even know what summer means, because everybody has a great summer nowadays.
Right.
But he, the workout videos was crazy, and we like, yo, Knox look like he's ready. Summer league comes.
that was it. I don't know. Was it that game or maybe the game before?
That was a summer league game.
It was,
And,
yeah.
but like his first basket, he took it coast to coast and just man.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, yo, everybody was like, yo, this dude is about to be it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You know what? I think I remember
yeah,
because it
but
was
when
that
he
same
took that,
game. And
but you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying about how he could have took that, the ball getting ripped from him like that,
and turned it into something different.
He could have came down angry and was like, I want to dunk on Zion now.
Right, exactly.
But it was like he got scared with it. You know,
it was like he did the thing. He ran down the court and he went to the corner and just waited for the ball.
Yeah,
like, nah, that's all I need.
I'd have been out there like this.
That's all I need to see. Let me see that. Move.
I'd have been like, move. You're Zion. I don't care who want me with Zion at.
Right.
Could you imagine? Like, it was like, yo, come here.
Yo, come here. Nah, back up. Let me see Zion.
Set the screen so we
can. Yeah. I want the switch. What you talking about? Yo, Zion would have had to kill me that night.
Yeah, yo, for real though. But if we would have saw that, you know what I'm saying? We'd have been like, okay, Knox, cool. Even though it happened to you, it was just the reaction to it. It was like after that game, you don't remember anything from Knox. You know, after that moment in that game, you don't remember anything. But that's that on that. I don't want to hop too much on Kevin Knox. I don't even think he was part of the lineup, and we went in on Kevin.
But it's just that we talk about these other cats, and we ain't talking about Knox. It's kind of like
we talk about Knox. You got to. I mean, it was long overdue. Knox wasn't talked about for a while, so I guess somebody had to do it.
You kind of forget he on the roster.
Forget he was there.
You forget he on the roster
because adding all these players that, you forget he's there sometimes.
How many? What we got? It's 15 before a certain date. You got to cut it down to 15. How many?
I think it's 19 altogether right now for
19.
And these are the guys: Dwayne Bacon, Wayne Selden Jr., Amir Sims.
Them
dudes is gonna be out of there.
Yeah, they're out of there. This is just training camp, exhibit 10 deals. Yeah.
They bought Wayne Selden.
Let me ask you something. Is it possible they could waive? Let's say he looks horrible. Is it possible they could waive Knox? So he's on the contract. He can't get waived, right?
Yeah. I mean, they can waive him, but he's gonna get his money.
That's $5 million. That's $5 million.
That's $5 million.
Yeah, they could waive him right now if they really wanted to. But I mean, at the end of the day, you could use it as a trade piece to get you
right.
You know what I'm saying? Get you $5 more million.
All those names is gone.
All of them is gone. All of them is gone.
All them dudes, I think they're battling. All them dudes are battling to see who's gonna get the next two-way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think 1-2-way available.
Because the Sims got the first one, right?
Right, Sims got the first one, so them guys, got that little battle going on, I guess.
Wow, that's and Sims, Amir Sims. I liked what I saw of him from college. In summer league, he really looked lost. I don't know if he's gonna make the. He might be in the G League. I don't want to do that to him, but he could fight his way back. And work on his game. I just think that there were some things that it was just a little bit. I don't want to say bonehead because I don't want to disrespect the dude, but there were just some things that he could have been making better decisions out there. He just looked really, really lost. Wayne Selden looked like he's been trying to get on the NBA roster for a long time.
Yeah,
that's what he just looked. He looked like that. And
for someone who's gonna be the only one that actually.
Yeah, I think he might be the one to get that other two-way deal. That other two-way deal.
Yeah, probably him or MJ Walker. I thought MJ Walker played really good defense in summer league.
MJ Walker was good. MJ Walker was good, and he could shoot too. He has a weird looking shot, but he could shoot. He definitely could shoot, and he's not scared at the moment. So there's a lot of other guys I saw out there who was scared to pull a jump shot out there, but he wasn't one of those dudes.
Yeah, but Bacon's been in the league. He's been a starter in the league before. So
true. Yeah, he was on Charlotte with Kemba actually.
Yeah.
So he's been there. He's been in the league for a little while. So he knows how to get himself on the team. So I think he'll be fine. The only other thing I'm going to talk about, real quick is Leon Rose had mentioned Mitchell Robinson. And he said, as far as the contract goes, we love Mitchell Robinson. And we look forward to seeing him play. Right now that he's still, I think, a little ways away from being able to play. So when it comes to that starting thing that everybody's talking about him or Nerlens Noel, it looks like Nerlens might be the one that might be starting to start the season maybe first 10 games kind of thing, depending on how Mitch is looking.
Why?
So why what?
Why would he get the starting job?
Because Mitch won't be ready yet.
Yeah.
What happened to Mitch? I thought he had like they were saying he might make it back for the. Huh?
Yeah.
He's
The
not.
report came out from Ian Begley saying that he's not cleared to play.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
From that foot from last season?
Yep.
Mhm. I mean, it was a break. So I mean, I don't think that just heals that quick. It's something, especially all
I
that
can dig it.
weight.
I just
all the
thought
extra
last
weight
year
they
they
put
were
on.
saying he might have been able to come back unless we just didn't get with the.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think they did say that
they
though.
did
That
say that.
they figured he'd be able to come back. I wonder if right now they just
Re-aggravated.
testing. I'm wondering if they he put on more weight. I think he's
Mhm.
like 275, so maybe added 15 pounds. So maybe they're just testing the foot. Having him really play a little bit. Let's
Mhm.
see how his foot handles the extra weight.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's true. And
We gonna have to.
they've been working. He's been in the gym. I think someone said that he's been a lot more serious and focused than he's ever been. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I was worried about with Mitch. That was my only worry with Mitch. Everything else, I think he uh he showed me that he was capable of doing everything that he needed to do as a starting center. I was just concerned about his focus because sometimes it's the Twitter things that he posts and things that he says. It's kind of like, all right, Mitch, chill
Yeah.
out. Yeah, like
Grow up a little bit. Right.
Yeah, for real.
like
But they
relax.
they kids, but you see he the
Yeah.
comedian.
Yeah, he's a comedian. So, he
He's like the new
expresses
Dwight
himself.
Howard kind of.
I
I know
hope
how
not,
Dwight Howard
but I
was.
see what you're saying. I see
Right.
exactly what you're saying. Because Dwight's a little.
Yeah,
We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go
not
there.
not in that way, but he playing
Right.
around me. Don't play
Yeah,
too much.
you know what I mean. If you want to talk about NBA champion Dwight
Please don't
Howard,
be no
okay,
Dwight.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's like I'd say that to get under his skin. Like, yo, you acting like Dwight right now.
he'd be like, "Yo, what you trying to say?
What you mean?
It's like the
What you
word.
mean? Like,
I'm like,
like,
you
hold on
doing-
now.
you
What
doing a
now?
good
What you
Dwight.
said? Get off me. What you said?"
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, man. I hope Mitch, he can continue to just rehab and not rush it because I feel like he kind of rushed it back from the what was it?
You
When he
got
broke
4
his hand.
centers. Mhm.
Yeah, we got a bunch of those guys out there, and we're paying Nerlens good enough too. But I think we kind of rushed him back when he broke his hand. I don't think the injury had anything to do with his hand, with his foot. But I think he was just really trying to get back out there because the team was playing well. We were winning. And it was something that he just wanted to feel a part of it, and I felt bad that he didn't get to at least play a game with them to end that season. At least
Yeah.
just one of those
That's
games.
a big deal. You got to
You know
feel
what I'm
that.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he's really on a journey, and I think he's nearing that point where he's ready to start reaping the benefits of everything he's been doing. I did hear that they were supposed to at some point bring in like Kevin Garnett or somebody like that in the offseason. I don't know if that ever happened. I think you probably would have heard about it, but then again, Leon Rose can keep everything behind closed doors.
Yo, if I'm the Knicks, I'm trying to lock Mitch up into something now. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Because he can't get on the floor. I'm like listen, let's do this. Let's lock up a good team friendly contract.
yeah,
That's what I'm
11
that's what I'm
million.
trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The team
11,
friendly
12.
contract.
Mhm.
Lock him up now, and then you can say, look, you don't gotta rush back. You got a 4-year contract or whatever it
Take
is.
your time. Yeah.
Take your time. Make sure you're strong. Let's get you back on here nice and healthy.
Mhm.
I'd be afraid that if his contract, it goes into the summer, that now he's like, yeah, I gotta hurry up and get out here on the floor,
Mhm.
rush it back, so he can play, so he can prove himself,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, to get money. If they can lock it up right now, he don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. And
You know
this
what
is
I'm
contract year too. So
Yeah.
dudes during their contract year, they show out. You know what I mean? And we don't want Mitch getting any ideas. You know what I'm saying? Don't get no ideas. Chill. You ain't going nowhere else. Sit your behind down. You can rest. You ain't got to come back and try to show the world that you this kind of. Nah.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Chill
saying?
out. Come back. Take your time. You got the money that you deserve, or that you earned. That you've
That you
earned
earned.
up until this point. So
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Just take your time. So like I agree with you there. I hope at some point that they can just come to a mutual agreement on a team friendly, like you said, team friendly deal, and make something happen because I want Mitch here. You know what I mean? He was somebody that I was excited about since he was drafted, man. And then because especially Dre was like his biggest fan ever since.
When we first got Mitchell, he did a few things, and I was like, this kid right here is gonna be special.
Yeah.
But you can't do nothing about like those injuries, and he's never had like a major injury. It's always like this, like the foot is a major injury. But he was doing a lot of stupid stuff. I remember he was going for this block that he was never ever gonna get. He got injured off of doing that. He was doing too much. Once he measures what what's a good play versus what's not, stop jumping so much.
I think he hurt himself. It wasn't even. I don't think it was a block. I think he was just going for a steal.
He was doing. Yeah, it was like.
Yeah, it was versus the Bucks. I think he was guarding Brook Lopez. They in the post, and they threw it to Brook in the post, and he tried to, strip it before Brook got to it, and then he just landed on his foot wrong, and he just started hopping. And I was like, you didn't even need to make that play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I forgot exactly, but it was that game when it was like nobody touched him, and it's just like, yo, bro, stop. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you want him to go. You know what I mean?
Like, I love the fact that he's everywhere. I love the fact that if he was in that series versus the Hawks healthy, maybe we don't lose to them.
It's a different series.
Maybe we lose in 7 games.
It's a different series
completely different series.
It's a different series because Noel can't handle those big dudes. He's not like that guy. He's way too skinny. He's not putting on no 50, 60 pounds.
Nah.
And the thing, and like, you a different player now. Like, what's his name? He can't be jumping and doing all that stuff 50, 60 pounds heavier than he was in his rookie season.
And he's peg hands too. Like, a lot of times he can't catch it. He can, and sometimes
Butterfingers. Oh, he's
simple drop off.
Nothing, bro.
Somebody give you a simple drop off in the paint, and he's like,
it's going out of bounds. It's like, yo,
come on, bro. Like, I love the blocks. I love the defense. Somebody could catch an alley. Like, yo, man, I'm not gonna lie. I want to see. I don't know how it's gonna happen because I don't know how these two are gonna end up on the floor at the same time. I just want to see a pick and roll with Kemba Walker and Jericho Sims. I just want to see one of those and see how it ends up.
It might happen. We'll see.
Well, I mean,
it might happen if
it might be Derrick Rose
at the beginning of the season.
Then you right, Ema. I mean, and depending on how if Mitch is out in the beginning of the season, then it depends on how that rotation goes and how the summer training camp goes. Because if training camp goes well, they might say, hey, we might want to give Sims more of those center minutes than Taj this year, and just let Taj play the player coach.
Sims, you don't think D Rose gonna deliver if he do a pick and roll with Sims?
Nah, I think he will. I think
he will. I think that's still gonna be exciting. I think that's gonna make it fun, even if D Rose.
It's different because in the pick and roll with D Rose, you're gonna drop under most of the time. Right. In the pick and roll with Kemba, you're gonna go over the screen, and that allows for an easier.
Kemba gonna kill him this year.
But Rose was. I think he shot close to 40% from free throws last year.
Well, he was knocking them down.
It wasn't off the pick.
It wasn't off the pick.
It was the corner.
But that's not his strong suit. That's not his strong suit.
That's right. But
they caught him in the corner a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, D Rose has been in the league long enough where he has weapons all over the floor. I mean, he can shoot at the three, he can drive, he can hit the mid range. At this point, there's nothing Rose can't do besides play 30 minutes.
If we get Derrick Rose from last year, the same exact Derrick Rose from last year, right? With our guys starting, this is it's gonna be an exciting scene. I can't wait. I'm over there like I was about to Google. I was like, when can't they did camp today? Like I just want to see something. Like, you know what I mean?
If both of them stay healthy all year, I mean, I think we gotta have the toughest point guard tandem in the league.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, a healthy Kemba and Rose, yes, that just sounds crazy. It just sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if they're able to split minutes and keep both of their minutes under 30, under 27, that's even more deadly because it just allows them to, right. And those practice, imagine that the A and B team going against each other in practice, man. I just want to be a fly on the wall, bro.
I said this when we first got him. Imagine you coming into the Garden or you about to play the Knicks, and you gotta your squad is telling you, the coaching staff is like, all right, We about to face Kemba and D Rose off the bench.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Just think about
Sounds
that. Just
scary.
like, that's just it's a tough night.
Yeah.
And you don't have a break at any point.
Right. There's no break. And then like even if they both get into foul trouble, you still gotta face somebody like quickly. They're gonna give it to him. It's
Right.
just like the Knicks could be the dangerous squad. Like if you look at, like I said, if they do what they said the bench average last year, when they had them like 20, 30 points off the bench, like that the Knicks were getting.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are in this league if your bench is dropping 30 points.
We might have the best bench in the league, man.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, if Obi is a better player, we got Burks in there. He healthy because I think I think what happens is when you have health guys that can play, and this guy's playing where he needs to play, and this guy facilitates, you don't have to run nobody into the ground. I think that's different.
Right.
I think there's enough guys in there where in situations they could put Deuce McBride in there, let the young one run around, let him run heavy in situations, and then you keep Kemba's knees nice, you keep D Rose's knees nice, because they suffer from the same pretty much thing. The injuries with the knees, you got to be careful because D Rose was killing them in the playoffs, and it looked like he ran out of gas.
Yeah, he did.
But I felt like that. I felt like that was Tibbs. I felt like that was Tibbs' fault.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't want Rose. You don't want Rose to have to. If Rose is scoring 25 every night for you, for the Knicks, for this team, then that's a problem. That means we're not doing something right.
That means Kemba's not doing his job.
Yeah.
That means Julius. I mean, at this point, I mean, you said what? Before
it was Kemba. Like just I hear what you're saying. Like in general.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll have to.
Right. Yeah. He won't have to score 25. That's my thing. If he's scoring 25, that's an issue because why are you out there scoring 25 points when you got Kemba, Evan Fournier, RJ, Julius Randle, like all of these guys? You should not be out there as the backup point guard dropping 25 points.
Right.
Because that means you're playing too many minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
just a night where he's just hot. You know what I mean? He knocked down 5 threes and went to the line a couple of times or whatever. You might get a couple of those nights, but if he's got to do it, consecutively, you're dependent on that, then we're doing something real wrong, or just the injuries just ate us up or something.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that Fournier trade.
Yeah,
I think it's people like they're acting like why we get Fournier he's gonna be a problem.
Oh, I think Fournier could be a breakout player, man. I did a video about him being an all-star, you know what I'm saying? And people was like, nah, he can't be an all-star. I'm like, yo,
yes, he can.
Y'all sleeping on the dude, man. He can he can shoot the ball.
He can shoot the ball, and he can take you to the basket.
And
if you look at his legs, that boy is thick. Pause. That boy is like he ain't. All right, we about to get out of here.
We gotta wrap this up.
Yeah. Yo, my brother in here wild. We got the eye chop. That boy got weight on him.
Yeah,
he could take it with the he could take some impact, some contact going up to the basket. That boy finishes by the rim because that's something that Reggie couldn't do. It drove me nuts.
Ooh,
He couldn't take you off the dribble. All he was giving you was that 3-point shot. If he had to put the ball on the floor, that's when he was a deer in the headlights. So now you got somebody coming in there. What position? He playing the 2 or he playing the 3? Because they said RJ grew a couple inches.
They probably just going back and forth, whoever does what, right?
Depends on the matchup,
I don't even think it matters.
Because
RJ got that defense where he could do he could defend a 3.
Yeah, I mean he could do it all, man. And you know what I'm saying? He's a better passer than Reggie Bullock.
Right. He's about everything than Reggie Bullock.
Everything.
I mean, you saw what he did with France, man. Like Reggie's not doing none of that.
He's not doing none of that. He gonna run over the Dallas, talk about the team.
It was a no-brainer.
I'm like, I hope they kill him when they see them now, man. I was like, what? I was like, what, dude? I saw that. I said, he's whack.
He's whack. The New York Knicks versus the Dallas Knicks game is gonna be crazy.
I can't wait to see that. They better kill them. That's one thing I don't want to lose. You can't lose that one. I don't care who they got over there.
KP, Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock, Frank, anybody. Who else they got?
Burke,
Trey Burke.
Do they still have?
What they doing, bro? What are they doing?
I don't know, bro. I think they just banking. And now Porzingis doesn't want to go anywhere. I'm like, let's see how long.
He said after the playoffs he was ready to bounce.
Yeah.
But now you don't want to go nowhere because J
But
Kid.
homeboy was ready for him to go too.
I'm telling you that J Kid thing. A lot of those players are not going to be able to play for Jason Kidd. A lot of those players are not.
I don't even care. I hope they self-destruct.
He's a certain kind of coach that only a certain kind of player can receive how he's coaching you. You know what I'm saying? Tough dudes, they go well with Jason Kidd. Soft dudes, the KP kind, I don't know if that's gonna work because he's gonna run you. Yo, Kid, I don't know if you read the article.
He gonna learn today. Like he gonna go to camp. He gonna be looking around like, yo, is this how he's? Is he always like this?
Is he serious?
Yeah.
But yo, they said Don Maker Don Maker missed the practice because he had an Android.
Made everybody else run.
Yeah, and he had an Android phone, so he wasn't in the group chat that everybody else was in. So because he came late to practice, everybody else had to run.
And
it's
KP gonna cry like a little baby.
Those are the ways that he coaches you. So let KP make a mistake, and then everybody else got to hear, feel it because of KP, and then vice versa. I don't think that's gonna work. And it's just KP. I think everybody else might work. Even Luka. I think Luka is built for that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those other dudes, I don't know how that's gonna work, man. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Reggie Bullock.
We'll see. I don't know. That's gonna be fun though. Knicks Dallas.
But Sam, like I'm trying to look at it. I'm a GM, or I'm a coach, and I'm watching the Knicks, and we're gonna sign Reggie Bullock.
Yo, listen.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
For them, though, right? He shouldn't be. Who they start? Tim Hardaway Jr. and who's that small forward?
No, he can't. He can't because I like Reggie Bullock off the bench because he's not confident. A confident player.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah.
That's who's playing the three.
Yeah. Finney-Smith.
So yeah, I like Reggie Bullock off the bench. Don't get me wrong. I was saying that last year if they kept him, but when he left, it was like it was a no-brainer. I saw the team take him. I was like, why don't you just take your jersey off and go put on the Dallas jersey on that game or something, or do a jersey swap or something like with one of them at the end of the game, the way he was talking. But Reggie Bullock is not that guy. He's not that guy that's making the team better. I mean, like if we had him off the bench, that would have been a nice 3-and-D guy off the bench. Situations you put him on somebody, but you don't want the ball in his hands at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? His free throws was decent.
I said the same thing about Elfrid Payton too. I didn't mind Elfrid Payton as a backup, but it was the starting point guard thing that bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna play him, cool. All right, I get it because there's certain things that he does. But as the starting point guard, I felt like and we still won a lot of those games, but we started off bad a lot of those games.
Elfrid could have worked if he could just finish at the basket.
Bro,
at least
for nothing.
At least finish at the basket.
Yo, that's all he had. Yo, he was actually getting to the basket. He was playing like I saw him. It was a little string of games. I was like, yo, Elfrid playing ball.
Yeah.
He was going to the basket. He was finishing a little. Then he go layup, missing a layup, miss another layup. And it's just like, where has this dude been?
Crazy. And he get himself wide open. Almost anytime he wanted to, he could get himself to the cup wide open.
Let me tell you, Sim. He couldn't shoot for shit. Nobody. They was giving him it'd be a miracle he get into the basket. They was giving him the shot.
Yeah.
And he couldn't make those.
I think there's a graphic that says getting to the rim, he was 99.2%, which is crazy.
I don't know. That can't be.
It is accurate as hell because I watched it. He could get to the rim whenever he wanted. He could not finish.
What you mean? Like he could get to the rim?
Get to the rim.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he was getting there.
Yeah, because it said getting to the rim 99.2%, finishing at the rim 63.5.
How you 63%?
After getting to the rim 99.2%?
That's crazy. 99.2%.
That drop off is absolutely ridiculous.
That's outrageous.
It's absolutely
because even if he was dishing it from there, because at that point and you could the defense collapse on you and you could just give it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even like his assist was crazy on a night-to-night basis.
See, look, and at the same graphic, it shows a Kemba Walker, and this is from Basketball Index. Kemba Walker, he's getting to the rim 89.6%, but he's finishing at 26.5. That's not great either. You know what I mean? That's actually it might be
also a smaller point guard.
20. Yeah, he's smaller. It's 26.5% finishing at the rim. But His
Oh, I
spacing
think
is
I might be showing.
72.4. His spacing
Right.
is 72.4. Alfred Payton's spacing was 42.3.
Yeah, because
So, for you to be finishing, you get to the rim 99.2%. You're finishing at 63.5% at the rim, and your spacing is 42.3. You're not doing anything out there.
Yeah.
You're just getting to the basket, and then the ball ends up somewhere. It's not in the basket.
Numbers.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a numbers thing when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to like statistics. All of this shit matters.
Mm-hmm.
When you playing like with these players, like Alfred was not the guy. This is why I feel like the Knicks are going to be good this season, is because they had nobody at the point. You look him and Reggie, between him and Reggie Bullock. If you replace them with the guys we have now, which is pretty much what we did, and we still got the 4th seed over the Hawks,
and
we
always
injuries.
And we always had 2 guys in that starting lineup that couldn't shoot.
Always.
There was a bunch of nights where we won games based off of defense alone.
Yeah.
We had Burks got us out of a few games. Quickly got us a few games. I can't speak enough about what how do I get these blanks sometimes with our guys, our all-star now? Julius. And Julius did a lot. Julius did way more. He did above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But there were some games where if he wasn't scoring, it was like nobody else did. And you get a Derrick Rose, because we didn't have Derrick Rose the whole season either.
No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then even when he was there, he had another protocol. He was out 10, 15 days or whatever the case may be. Yeah. I'm excited. The Knicks is looking good. I can't wait to see how this all plays out this year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
With a real point guard and a real shooting guard, a real small forward out there.
I mean, and to add Mitch back in, because we really didn't have Mitch for a while. It's kind of like picking up a whole nother free agent, if you really want to talk about.
Yeah, but you said we're not starting with him, so I'm curious as to how that's going to look.
He'll be starting by mid-November, the latest. That's just my opinion. I think if he's not starting by the start of the season, he'll be starting by mid-November. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think they just wanted to run him, get him with some minutes on his legs to see how he does with his foot. And by mid-November, he'll be starting. I don't think Mitch is not going to be starting for long if he doesn't start the season at the starting position. Shout out to my boy Canal Ben Loy. I think I try to say it right every time, but then you tell me every time I say it right anyway. So
look, he wants us to talk about Cat. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, that
is. We didn't talk about Cat. I mean, pre-show we did say some things. One thing that Sim mentioned was that some things happen in the off season with other teams, like the firing of the guy over there in Minnesota.
Yeah,
I forgot his name, but now people are saying Cat wants to be traded and then talk about the trade scenario. So I don't. That's the only.
First of all, we get Cat at the center. We going for like.
Bro, we get Cat at the center,
dude.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
We talking about the third seed. We could be out there with that boy.
I mean, adding Cat into what we already have accomplished, like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know who we losing, but we got a lot of people.
I mean, if we lose Mitch in that process,
you're losing Mitch.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're losing Mitch. It's not gonna be New Orleans Noel because they're gonna want a young center to replace him.
They're probably gonna want Mitch and Sims,
and he's cheap.
Mm-hmm. Mitch and Sims.
Sheesh.
They ain't gonna want Nerlens.
I mean, if it's Mitch and Sims, at least you still got Cat coming in.
You still got Cat and
you got Nerlens, and you got Tom.
You don't got that floor spacer, that vertical guy that can get up in the air though.
Well, if you look at that, would you rather lose?
So we all gonna talk about Cat
at this point. I'm just saying hypothetically, not this year, anything like that, but then just hypothetically, would you rather lose Mitch for Cat or RJ for Dame Lillard?
Both.
You gotta pick one, man. Come on, son.
I'd rather lose Mitch for Cat.
Nah,
yeah. I'm losing Mitch for Cat.
Well, I don't want.
No, it's not about who you're gonna get. It's about who you're losing.
Right. I don't want Lillard. Yo, mute your mic, man. My nephew's in the back over there. Let him have it, nephew. I don't want Damian Lillard because we just got Kemba. I feel like that would be whack.
Right.
For us to, we could get Kemba because now what do you do with Cat and D Rose? It's just like that would be whack. So let me tell you something. We're not losing that series against the Hawks if we had Cat.
Hell, ain't no way, ain't no way.
Absolutely
you
not. I mean, he
That,
scores
I think
anywhere
that
on
was
the
the
court.
most slept on thing the whole season.
Yeah.
It was a big problem when you looked at the playoffs because we shouldn't be getting beat up by what's my Jesus Christ. And I like this guy. What's the center for the Hawks? Clint
Capella.
Clint Capella.
Mm-hmm.
Clint Capella. We shouldn't be getting eaten up by that dude, but we also didn't have the scorers.
Well,
You know
I mean, not even that. Mitch is one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. You know what I'm saying? And not having Mitch there, that was something that Clint Capella, he flourished because, as far as I'm concerned, Nerlens Noel he just could not put a body. He could not be effective on Clint Capella. There was just things that he was just getting every chance he got. If they missed the layup, he was getting a rebound, going back up and one. He just couldn't put the body. He couldn't box him out.
Mm-hmm.
Off that pick and roll, he didn't know what to do.
Don't give Karl Anthony Towns in there.
You put Karl Anthony Towns in there.
You put Cat in there. Think about it. And if you have Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Randall, and Karl Anthony Towns,
forget it,
bro. You gotta have one of the best scoring, if not the best scoring lineup, starting five in the league. That's crazy.
It's a wrap. I mean, but we got to lose somebody.
I don't think Canal. I don't think they're accepting that at all. I don't think they'd ever accept.
Oh, his proposed trade
for Cat, they'd never accept that.
Burks.
They can have Knox and Burks, but they can't have Obi.
I think
I don't think.
I mean, it would be
that's two people that can play that position, but somebody got to play behind. Somebody got to play behind Julius.
I think it would be. I think they'd be giving up Mitch and either Obi or Quickly, Knox, Burks.
One of them young dudes. They got to get rid of either Deuce or what's the other kid? You got Deuce McBride.
Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes. They got it. One of those dudes is gonna go because Burks is the easy one to go. I think. If the Knicks are saying we need OB to be behind, they could take Knox, and they probably take Deuce or something like that, or Quickly, like you said.
I would see something more aligned with
who does Minnesota have though?
Mitch, Evan, Fournier, and probably Knox.
Mitch, Fournier.
That's what they would probably ask for. Is what I'm saying.
I'll take that.
I mean,
listen, Fournier been on the train. He been getting on the train. He in the subway. He really loving this.
He's loving it right now.
I feel bad. I'd be like, yo, you got a millionaire sitting on the train.
Bad.
Right, you know.
Regular,
yeah, I would feel bad. He out here making 18.
Yeah, he out here like making it. He just really getting that experience right now.
Subway.
Yeah. He let me be on that train with him. I'm like, yo, my man, what the fuck are you doing on the train by yourself?
By yourself,
word.
Yeah. Like, yo, my man. Yo, my man,
he probably had somebody in the wings.
Yo, he better have, but he turned
somebody was in the wings, bro.
You gotta have somebody sitting in the corner.
Secret Service in the corner or something, bro. Like,
peek down over the newspaper, like, But yeah, man, I would if I were to really think about it and say that's something that they would ask for, they would definitely look to show up that center position, and then have somebody that can actually be productive as well in Evan. And then you throw Knox in there just to, make salaries match, I guess, in a way. If that does work, it depends on how much Mitch is getting paid though. Mitch wouldn't be included in that trade unless we had already re-signed him as well.
Re-signed him, right? And so that would be for next year because that contract wouldn't start until 2022, 23. So if he would trade it this year, it would still be that 1.8 million. Right. So, you got to find a way to make the contracts work. At least, you got to find a way to make the contracts work.
Because 1.8 and Evans 18 million is not going to match up for Cat.
You know what I mean? That's 2. Yeah. Knox is 5. That's 25.
So, like Canal said, they got to sign him. If they all of a sudden sign him and he ain't do nothing, I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because if they give him extension or something because you got to wait a certain amount of time after an extension too. You can't You gotta wait till like sometime like November something or December or whatever.
Right.
Like somebody like Kimba, if something came up, they couldn't just trade Kimba. Let's just say
They
for
could just trade him, right? A lot of them dudes, Kimba, Fournier, Noel, Burks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They yeah, you gotta wait for a while till like December, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta wait.
December. You can't. I think anyone who is signed.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
December 26th.
I always say this every
23rd.
season. Like this season, it was the Wizards. Nobody expected. They got Russell Westbrook. Nobody expected them to suck as bad as they did. So when you have like that situation,
they turned it on toward the end of the season, though.
No. But I mean, like in the beginning, by the time the All-Star break, if by that time now things start to develop, somebody's upset, somebody's angry, they're not winning. I want out of here because that's what Leon Rose they were saying that he was trying to tell Bill, like, yo, tell him you want to trade. We already got a package ready. You like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but that didn't happen. He's trying to stay true to the squad over there, and I could dig it. That's dope.
Yeah.
But if that happens, if Minnesota is the bottom squad with who they got, there's going to be a lot of grumblings about Karl Anthony Towns, and you know where he's trying to go.
Listen, man, they haven't last year. What's my man?
Portland too.
The point guard. What's the point guard?
I don't know what they did this offseason.
D'Angelo Russell.
Yes.
D'Angelo Russell and Cat didn't get to play a lot of games together. I think they only played like 20, 30 games, maybe.
Yeah.
So it might work out for them. It might work out. They got Anthony Edwards over there. They got Anthony Edwards. I mean, but they're a young team and they're in the stacked West. Like I was talking about Portland. And Portland, they got to beat out both LA teams. They got to beat out the Suns, Utah,
the Nuggets,
and Dallas. That's 6 teams right there. Nuggets, that's 7 teams.
I think Dallas gonna get chewed up though.
I don't know how it's number one. Dame's in the plane. Say it again.
They're not even close to those teams.
They're not even close to those teams, and then they lost Melo on top of that.
They're gonna get eaten up.
They are in no man's land. I don't care how good of a coach Chauncey ends up being. He's not going to make up for the talent that they just don't have. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna end up in the play-in without a doubt, and it's a high chance they might not make it into the playoffs. And if that happens, Dame will actually force his way out of there. If they miss the playoffs, I don't think has that ever happened. I'm sure it's happened early in his career.
He just lost Carmelo. He lost his guy Carmelo. They didn't get anybody. Who they got him over there? They got
nobody in the offseason.
They got nobody.
They didn't do
anything. They didn't do anything.
They got Chauncey Billups.
They didn't do anything significant player-wise. They got Chauncey Billups.
They got an ex-player.
They were saying draft night. They somebody had a meme on like the faces that like he was making Damon Lillard, like he was like he's out there like, yo, what's going on? Like what I'm doing? Like, all these trades is going on. Carmelo left. Like, look, man, I feel bad for him. I honestly feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
And we just keep hearing that if he does force a trade, that there's one place that he would love to go. And the Knicks always come up. But at the end of the day,
I don't like that. I'm excited about Kemba. I'm excited about Kemba.
I'm excited about Kemba.
But I don't think Leon Rose. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Leon Rose is gonna be like, we just got Kemba.
He gonna like, fuck that.
Go get that.
Think about it. If anything, he'll be like, yo, if I'll trade D Rose over here, have Kemba coming off the bench or something, just so y'all can have a point guard over there. Even if y'all want Kemba, I mean, it's only gonna be $8 million. Like, I don't know how the hell they'd make that match. You'd have to really send a load over there.
Bad people.
You'd have to send a load.
40 million. Like, you give
that's outrageous.
40
that's
per.
Outrageous.
Do you know what kind of match?
Hold up. Matter of fact, they talking about what's your boy getting the other dude getting 40 million. Damn, what's wrong with me? Bradley Beal and what's his name the first time over there in the Wizards? He just went to Houston.
John Wall.
John Wall. They talking about he trying to get out of there.
Hey,
he's going to get out of there, but I don't know what
he's making 40 million.
I don't know what winning team is going to trade.
Yo, I don't understand how you paying these dudes 40 million. You can't even move that.
You can't. And especially at the time that he signed that deal.
He did that like years ago.
Yeah, 40 million now is like hey, that's a regular
was
stuff.
it was like 32, million, 34 the next year, 36, 40.
Bro, 40 million, and I mean, nobody wants him.
And there's no Dame Lillard.
Moves him, bro.
Don't get me wrong. John Wall is nice. John Wall, I think in the right situation.
Injury prone, man.
Yes. Yeah, but how you pay that dude that much money? These dudes must have the illest agents in the universe.
I'm telling you.
Bro, I don't know that.
Because they getting this is guaranteed money they getting, right?
Guaranteed. It don't matter what he does. This money is guaranteed.
I'd have been like,
my man tore his
25 guaranteed, 15 if you keep the knees or the feet right. Like
he tore his Achilles in the house. I'm scared to sign that man, bro. I'm scared to sign.
Hold on.
He was already hurt.
Or something.
He was already hurt, Dre.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, he re-aggravated it at the crib.
No, he tore his injury, a completely different injury in the house.
In the house.
If I was a team, I'd have been like, "Yo, what was you doing in the house? I want the camera footage. What the fuck was you in there doing?
I need the ring footage. I need the ring footage.
Word. Give me the footage. Nah, because they got these dudes. There's certain things they can't get on motorcycles. They can't go skiing. Yeah. There's certain shit they can't do. I'm like, let me get the footage from the crib.
I think what was really doing? I think he said he fell down the stairs.
That's why I felt like I heard that
story you said. I was like, fell down the stairs.
Fell down the stairs. The NBA player falling down the stairs.
I'd have been like, yo, don't you got an elevator in the crib? Let me get the footage. Give me the footage.
Hey, don't you got an elevator?
Yo, what you doing on the steps? Give me the footage, nigga. I want to see on the steps.
You couldn't have been
there. You doing taking the steps?
Right.
Yo, crazy. You crazy.
Man. I don't hear nothing.
Nah, man. I don't.
Yeah, the whole time I'd have been talking to him like this. Give me the footage. Give me the hard drive, nigga. Fuck you talking about.
Yo, man. Nah, man. I don't get it with these contracts. Like I said, Damian Lillard, to get that contract over here we would have to haul a whole lot over there. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lot similar to the Carmelo deal, but we'd actually really, really, really like the pieces that we giving up this time. Like back then, we liked those guys, but there's a little bit more promise in the guys that we got now.
The Damian Lillard thing, that would be cool in theory, but we got this dude for $8 million a year.
Yeah.
Kept 8-9 a year. Call it 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's outrageous. I mean, it's on OKC. That's where we got him from, right? OKC. He did this.
Right.
What they pay?
I mean,
they're
still paying him. They're still paying him.
That's what I'm saying. That's on them. But he getting $10 million from the Knicks.
Well, they paid him,
Yeah, like that's that dude. Why would we do that? Dame Lillard is nice. He's a little younger, but that wouldn't even make sense.
A little longer. I mean, they both 30 plus.
They both around the same age, I think.
Yeah,
I think Dame Lillard came in a few years behind Kemba.
But it might have been 2 years, maybe.
It could be.
Because I think
let me see.
I think he came in as a senior. I think he graduated college as a senior and came into the league.
Right. Kemba played 1 year.
Yeah.
Kemba's this should say what's it? Kemba Walker 31. I don't even know how you spell Damian Lillard.
Dame is 31 too, I believe. 31, 32.
So
young 31.
A young 31. They got
31. Word.
Yeah, they both 31. Yeah. Dad, they both younger than me. That's crazy. I'm at that age now where like the stars in the league is younger than me. And I'm like, damn, like I'm starting.
Yo, Josh, that started happening. You know when that happened with me? I think because I think me and Kobe's the same age.
No, Kobe got you by a year. Yeah, he was.
That's what I'm saying. But that was when I was like, yo, these dudes is like I'm the same age.
Mm-hmm.
It started because I was watching Patrick Ewing. I was like, these dudes older. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now you're looking at these. Now I'm looking at Stephen Curry. I'm like, sit down, kid.
Now I'm seeing LeBron. I'm like, damn, I seen LeBron come in the league.
Right.
He gonna be retiring in a couple years.
Right. Yeah. He was a kid. Yeah. I remember he had $10 million contract from Nike before he stepped on the court.
100 million.
100 million. I'm sorry.
100
million with Nike before he stepped on the floor.
Before he stepped on the floor.
That's crazy.
That was just wild. I mean,
we doing this wrong. We doing this wrong.
We doing this wrong. Yeah,
we doing Yo, listen, run this back. Run it back. Real quick.
Yo, let me do it over again.
Word, fuck, I'm doing. Man, what you
hit that reset button real quick?
Do over.
Nah, bro. And like I said, these guys are a lot younger than, not a lot younger. They're younger than me, but they're making a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? At this point, I like the team that we do have. I do like our lineup. I'm not like, yo, let's take this team all the way to the sun. Like, nah, whatever we can get. Let's do incremental development every single year. I just want to see something, an improvement out of every guy every single year. That's just all I want to see.
Yeah,
Um, whatever trades come up, um, I guess delegate a little bit, see what's out there. Dip your feet in the water, but these guys have shown that they're not just pulling the trigger on any trade. You know what I'm saying? And that's what excites me the most about this franchise and this front office, because that these guys have been around. They've been around the pond. They know exactly what's going on. They know the ins and outs, the guys behind closed doors, and they clearly know how to motivate guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that to me is the most important thing. We've seen how many coaches come in, and then there's people who don't like Tom Thibodeau's methods, but let's be honest, outside of him and Mike Woodson, when was the last time we had a really good coach in New York?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we talking like maybe a decade ago at this point. Even Jeff Van Gundy might have been the last time we really had a really good coach coaching this squad.
Woodson.
No, I said outside of Woodson and Tibbs.
Sorry. Yeah, I was looking at my phone. My bad. That's what I get.
No. See, you gotta pay attention. You feel me?
Pay attention. They always telling me.
No, that's what you. But yeah, man, that's really all we got today. Sim, you got any other points you want to hit before we get about it?
Man. I think we hit a lot.
Yeah, more than we
thought. We're gonna really start getting some news starting Monday.
Right?
They do media day on Monday, and then training.
Oh, media day's Monday.
Yeah, media day is Monday.
So that means camp is the next day, right?
Camp is next day, right?
Ooh, Kemba going. You see Kemba in the jersey talking shit. Remember the dude was like, "Welcome to New York." He was like, "I'm from here.
I'm from here.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
appreciate it." Yeah. Nah, but I ain't gonna lie. They definitely are looking like a team that this I think there was Ian Begley had interviewed Julius Randle, and there was just some certain things that he said that you can just I'm just excited, especially when he talked about RJ Barrett and looking, he just looks like somebody who just will forever improve. You know what I'm saying? For as long as he's in the league, because he enjoys improving that much. And I'm looking forward to hearing what these guys are saying behind closed doors. And these guys have spent a lot of time together. It used to be these guys come together in training camp, and it's the first time now these guys is playing ball together. So it's they look good, but then when the season comes, there's no real continuity of chemistry. And it looks like these guys have been playing a lot of basketball together already. So I think the team, the front office already has a good idea on who's going to be running with each unit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think that it's about time. It's about time for us to get some basketball in here, man. It was a long summer. It ain't been no news really like that. It's been real quiet. Right. But at least there's some good basketball coming. You know what I'm saying? Some Knicks basketball coming more than anything. Yeah, man. Dre, you got any other last points you want to hit?
No last points on the basketball, man. I'm excited for the season. Mm-hmm. I think the viewers need to like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Big shout to Sim for jumping on the podcast with us.
Man. Anytime.
This was a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? I think that's 2 in a row. We had 2 guests that I really enjoy having with us. Mm-hmm. But Sim the OG a little bit. So you call it whenever you want to come back, man. Like you just need to call it,
man. Yeah, anytime, man. I love to come back anytime. I know you coming to the game, right? Opening night.
Yes.
Opening
night.
Opening night. Have that live podcast at Legends, man. It's gonna be dope.
I'm looking forward to that. 5 o'clock, right?
I'm acting up.
3:30. We're gonna be there at 3:30.
Oh, 3:30. Okay,
right,
okay.
We're going like 3:30 to 5:30.
We're gonna be at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's live in New York. Yeah. You crazy. Oh, we start early, so 3:30.
Yeah, 3:30. I mean, that's good to know now, because I'm coming up from Charlotte. I live all the way out in Charlotte, so I'm coming all the way up. My brother's not gonna let
me. He's disappointed.
I told you. I was just about to say my brother ain't gonna let me hear the end of that ever.
That was a little soft move right there. I don't know.
A little soft. Here we go. Look. Hey man, I'm just taking the family across some different borders, man. That's it. Come on, chill out. You feel me? But listen, man,
Don't
thank
be
y'all for
late.
joining.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Thank y'all for joining us on the Gardeners podcast. I'm gonna put y'all behind the scenes.
Hold on, real quick.
What's up?
Are we out? I was gonna say
Okay, my man, say something. Go ahead.
Well, you cut Sim out and everything. I was like, yo, tell him to hit the Bars app. You've been on the Bars app now. We gotta get
Yeah. We've been on the Bars app. Check us out on the Bars app. You know, Andre Jalil and Apollo Reed. We did a little what is it called?
It's called the Cipher.
It's called a cipher.
Yeah,
on there.
split screen.
Dope too. Yeah, that was dope too.
Yeah, appreciate you. We got a few of those coming. I'm gonna post another one in the next few days as well. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we do, man. Check us out, Andre Jalil, Apollo Reed. You can check us out on iTunes as well, and Spotify if you have the time. If you would like to hear what we got going on there. But yeah, man.
First, like, subscribe, and follow, and hit the bell.
Yeah. We here for God Up Knicks. I mean, that's it. We talking about Knicks right now.
We talking about that. Play too much,
man. Yeah, man. So yeah, now if you would let me, Andre, I would like to put you guys backstage.
Put me in the back.
Backstage real quick, so I can end the show real quick. You know what I'm saying? See y'all in a second. But thank you guys for joining us on the God Up Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I will see y'all next time, man.